started. It's not coming back. Oh, well, I don't cut anything. Like,
There's no
literally
going back.
anything. No, it isn't. This is here. It's permanent forever.
Wonderful.
Who are you? Why are you in my house, and how'd you get here?
I want to see your mom. She's real nice. You lied to me.
What?
I asked you if any of your parents were attractive, and you said no.
Well, I thought you meant like the hot teacher type of thing. Like,
no, just all right.
I don't know your tastes.
I mean, your mom's pretty.
Oh, you can
know.
see that. Hello. Okay. But yeah, I don't know what you're into, so I couldn't have given an accurate answer. I'm
Your mom.
sorry.
That's what I'm into.
You're taking your mom jokes too far. You
I'm
sound like
not
someone
joking.
on Xbox 360 in 2007.
I'm not making your mom jokes. I'm just saying your mom's pretty.
This is not a Halo 3 lobby, okay? You can't say these
I'm
things.
not saying anything. I'm not even being perverted about it. I'm just saying she's an attractive woman.
Why'd you have to bring the word perverted into it?
Because you're calling me a Halo lobby
I'm calling you a
12-year-old Xbox kid.
13-year-old Xbox 360
Yeah.
kid. No, no one's like that. I haven't met anyone who talks like that in real person. Like I've talked to people like that on.
I'd hope not.
The new Modern Warfare's revived it though. I was playing doubles, like use 2v2 on the little maps, and we won. And then my teammate turns on his mic, "Go fuck yourself!" And he's like this 5-year-old. I'm like, oh my god, it's back.
Nice,
It's
nice.
returned.
It's
You
nostalgic.
can see my topics there.
I see that.
That's
You're very like prepared.
No, I'm not.
No, I knew
I'm
this.
not
It was
prepared.
sarcasm.
We can't talk about that or that.
Wonderful.
I mean, we can, but it would
It'll
it
be
would seem
mildly fabricated,
disingenuous.
yeah. Hi. Welcome to the Wackofan podcast.
Don't call it that.
Just did.
Fuck off. I hate the name.
I don't
If
care.
you watched it, you'd know. It's a whole freaking thing. I'm trying to find a new name for it. Fake fan. Fucking poser, am I right? I bet he wears Thrasher and doesn't even skate.
Dude, my sister does, and I gave her shit about it so long that she went and got a skateboard and is now starting to learn how to skate just so I stopped calling her a poser.
Bends to your will. It was all part of your master plan. I guess. Sorry, I ate eggs.
I'm Adrian, by the way.
Yes, his name. It's under there. You'll see it. That's always fun to do.
Yeah.
Right here. Right. Fuck. Right there.
There's some getting used to because it's opposite when you look.
Right here. That's his name. This is me. I'm Drew. I find it really entertaining. I really
can tell.
do. Okay. Let's talk about the first topic.
Sure.
You stream sometimes.
I do occasionally.
What do you like to stream, and why do you do it?
I stream just about anything,
Oh yeah.
and I stream because I'm a narcissistic megalomaniac who enjoys people coming in and watching me do things.
I really appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
I really do. You know, some people just won't go out and say it that they live for themselves, but
I am 100% self-absorbed asshole, and I'll admit it.
pure. You know, just nothing clouding the judgment here. It's all straight from the heart. Wear the feelings on the sleeve. You know.
Sure.
So what games do you like to stream? I've seen you play Showdown, Pokemon Showdown.
I did a lot of Showdown streams, mostly just because it's quick and easy, and it's one of the only things my computer can actually run.
I know the feel.
Because I'm broke and can't afford a nice setup like the one you have here.
I named her Bess.
That's nice. I streamed some Slay the Spire, which is it came out last year. It's a card building like roguelike. I think it was pretty popular as far as like indie games go, but I mean, check it out.
You could
Steam.
probably, if you wanted to, you could run. But you could run like CS:GO if you wanted.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't know if
tried
you're much of a
CS:GO
CS:GO
in the
person.
past.
It's free to play now.
I'm not good with shooters with the mouse and keyboard.
Me neither. You'll know if you watch my Valorant streams. I don't think you have, but they're not. They ain't pretty. The VODs are saved.
That's good. I'll have the chance to. I did watch
be
one
enlightened.
clip. Jay sent me a clip.
Yeah.
Of you shooting all the way around him.
And I'm like, don't clip that. Don't clip that. 5 minutes later, LinkedIn shot clipped.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
That's
no,
really
it
good.
was a train wreck. But yeah.
That would be me too. That's why I don't.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. It's all about fun. I want to do a Modern Warfare stream where I play Modern Warfare because I got it on PC now, so. And this can run it fine. Not on max settings, but decent settings.
What you got.
Yeah, but if you weren't limited, what would you do? What's your dream stream? What's the dream stream?
I mean, a lot of like I said, about just wanting to please people and have them come in. And ideally, I would just get to a level where I just ask chat, like, hey, what do you want me to stream? And then I just do it.
I do that even with only one person in chat. Because I'm indecisive.
Yeah,
and someone picked Valorant, and I said, I don't want to play Valorant. So it didn't work.
If I did that, it would be like either Max or Jay just telling me to...
Yeah, it was Max in chat when I was doing it.
Yeah.
I just did a test stream last night to try my new cam and all that stuff out. I haven't done a setup like this yet. But
actually, Oblivion was on sale on Steam not long ago, so I got that, and I'll probably try to stream that sometime. It's old enough that I can probably run it.
Oh, you could run New Vegas if you wanted to.
I have run New Vegas before.
Does it run good?
I haven't streamed it, so it might not work on a stream, but it runs fine just playing it. I
found a struggle with lower end, like my laptop when I was trying to do stuff. Again, would run fine when just playing. As soon as I open OBS,
yeah,
it just dies. So.
I tried to stream Apex once, and Apex runs mostly fine, just when I'm playing it, and my whole fucking computer bricked when I tried to stream it.
What's your computer?
Some shitty HP laptop that I got.
You can run Apex on that?
Yeah.
It's better than you think if you can run Apex. That's Apex is a really aesthetically pleasing game. Do you have settings on low?
Yeah.
I mean, pros do it even with like $1,000 systems, just because the edge.
Well,
I get that
actually, I think I can run it on higher settings, but if you run it on higher settings, the bushes have detail, and it's hard to see people hiding in bushes.
Yeah, that's what everyone does.
Yeah. So I run it on low, so it's like just a 2D image basically, so you can see the people.
It's like
hiding.
the Minecraft like plants.
Yeah, exactly.
I always thought it would be cool to do a poker stream.
Yeah, I actually was talking to Jay about it. How I want to start doing a weekly thing where I just do like a real life poker stream, but instead of talking about poker, we're like just playing poker while talking about just whatever.
Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. I might try to do that sometime in the future.
I was thinking about doing like we play online on the website, like a multi-stream. Like everyone streams, and you can set up multi-streams where you link with other people, so people can watch everyone's thing, and you can see everyone's hands.
Yeah.
You can see who's like bluffing good, who's got good shit. That'd be really entertaining.
That would be good, yeah.
Because I can't bluff, so I just kind of throw it out there. But yeah.
Throw your chips out and see what comes up.
Heck yeah, and it never turns out good. I've won one game.
Hey, that's more than some people have won.
I think it was what was the buy-in on that?
That was a $10 game.
That was a $10 game? I won one of the $10 games.
Yeah.
I've never won anything else.
And
it was a comeback too.
Yeah. Me, Tom, and Jay did a $20 game, and that was the most we've ever done. I mean, I'd be down to do constant $20 or more games, but Max and you don't really.
It becomes a bad idea when you know you can't win. So like I know I'm like I have confidence. I'm like I can maybe like do some good do a good thing every once in a while, but I'm not confident enough to constantly put 20 down when I know I'm going to lose almost all of them.
If you just try, you can do good.
I tried on the first game we played that one time recently. Yeah. I tried on the first one. It wasn't pretty.
I mean, you just got to tighten your range up. And you weren't trying your hardest because you called me with fuck all that one time.
I know. I'm trying to guess because I can't read people. I just guess to see if people are bluffing, and it doesn't work ever. Not at all.
You can be good. You just don't try.
That's my problem.
And I think there's a very distinct difference between trying to win and trying to be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think even in games where you try to win maybe, but you're not really trying to be good and thinking about what you're doing and trying to think about how to improve.
It's literally me in Smash. Yeah. I play I want to win the match. I don't care about learning what on a wave dashing. I don't know what the fuck it is. I can't do that. I don't care about getting good. I just want to win.
That's your problem.
I play off instinct alone. What button should I press and win? And I just feel it out. And I never win. Instinct fails in humans because we don't have good ones. So,
especially when it comes to things that don't come naturally, like poker and fighting games.
What about fighting in real life? You know what I'm saying?
I want to see you get into a fight.
No. No, you don't. You want to
right.
see a dead body? Because I'm going to die.
My grandfather owns a funeral home. I've seen a lot of dead bodies.
That's morbid.
It is.
I've seen it.
Do you understand now why I am the way I am? Growing up, where my family business was a funeral home, and my grandfather was the coroner as well. So back in my hometown, anytime anyone would die, my grandpa would get a page. So his little pager would start beeping anytime anyone in the town died. So I knew.
How frequently would that happen?
Often.
Well, I figured, yeah. Was it a big town, relatively?
I think it had 4,000 people in it. So
it's a consistent rate, I think, at that point.
Yeah. And it was, yeah.
There's always people growing old, so.
Yeah, I mean, that was the most of it, but it's still, like, it's very morbid and disturbing when you think about how, like, I knew it when everyone died growing up.
Yeah, I mean,
as a child.
Yeah, that would probably be really not good on the brain there.
No.
I guess that eventually become normal, you know, less weird. You just be like, oh yeah.
I mean, it does.
Someone just died.
I mean, that's the thing. Growing up, I never really thought about it being weird. It was the way it was.
Yeah, because you grew up around it, so you acclimated to that idea.
It's only now that I'm older and
I look back and you're like, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, that's super fucked up.
It's like really messed up. My favorite part of that story is the fact that he had a pager that just tells him. Like, it's my magic death pager.
Yeah.
Whenever someone dies, the world tells me. It's like, wow, that sucks. It's terrible. Why do you want that? I guess it's needed, especially if you're one of the few, I'm assuming, whatever it's called. Coroner, yeah.
He's the one and only.
The one and only.
In town, yeah.
Come one, come all.
Or the county, actually, because he would have to go out to the other, like, very smaller towns. Collect their dead as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like that in small towns. Like, when we drive over to our barn, we'll pass, like, there's, like in the middle of fields, there's just one building with a display of tombstones, because it's like a tombstone shop in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, why is that there?
That's like an RPG setting.
It is. Like, there's something there. There's, like, a plot point, like a side story, like a side quest. Like, he's, like, eating the dead bodies or something. I don't know.
Like, if you go explore around, like, stealth through, you can find some shit in
You're walking over it. There's a prompt over one of the tombstones, and it's like, a freshly dug grave is here. Dig? Yes or no? And you're like, well, I don't want to. There's probably, like, something messed up. Or gold.
Or gold.
There's
always gold.
That's not true. There's not always gold in graves. Don't go digging up graves. There's not always gold.
I mean, hey, there might be.
Would you be a grave robber? Do you think that would be something you would be eventually, after enough moral molding, like a life of hardship? Would you ever go to grave robbing?
In the modern age, or like in
modern time, like
setting?
now, like 20 years from now?
No. One, because that's morally wrong.
Well, yeah, of course. That's the point.
Two, because, like, I mean, you don't really get buried with, like, you get buried in nice clothes, sometimes a piece of jewelry, but it's a lot of effort to just get that one necklace that lady was buried with.
And nowadays, it's probably not like a real gold necklace or anything.
Yeah.
It's probably just some, like, zinc alloy thing.
If that's your, like, if you're so poor and destitute that you need that one, like, probably much cheaper than you think necklace, like, just go mug somebody.
Yeah, like,
or break into a house. Like, there's better ways to get it than digging up someone's grave.
I think grave robbing is gone now. Like, for mainly, they only grab a grave if they know that person was buried with, like, something. Like, word around the town is that Miss Erpenbopper got buried with like $3,500 of gold because she thought that she'd need it in the grave. And the word spreads around the grave robbing community. They have probably like a Tumblr.
Yeah.
And they
have a group chat.
They got a Discord. And they go and they loot Mrs. Erpenbopper for all she's worth. Post mortem mugging. Holding a knife to a corpse. But yeah, just mug someone. I feel
just mug someone, or don't.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't mug people. Don't.
You just don't mug.
It's not a good idea.
That's it. There's no joke. Just don't
mug people. Yeah, but a good question. How far back in time, like, would someone have to be dead for you? Like, would you rob a tomb, like Tomb Raider? No, she doesn't actually rob tombs in the games. She kind of protects against it. Like... But like, you're like Indiana Jones, and you're taking that thing off the podium. And it's like their sacred thing from their ancient culture. Would you do that? It's technically a grave to their culture. Would you rob that?
No, I don't want to fuck with other people's like cultures, like ancient. Like we've messed them up enough as like a people, as a race.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna go too deep into the white apologies, but like we kind of like wiped out all of the like Central Americans when we came over and brought our diseases. So like,
well, I guess the diseases weren't technically intentional, I guess.
Yeah, but like still,
bad foresight.
we were foreign invaders.
Yeah. We took all their shit.
Like I don't want to cause any more problems than my ancestors already have.
But that's a big hunk of gold on a rock.
It's not worth it.
I feel like I'm more morally loose than you. I might take the gold one. Actually, I'd get crushed by the boulder because I can't run because I'm fat. So I would get crushed by the Indiana Jones boulder.
There's a Slay the Spire prompt where the boulder is rolling after you, and you have to choose like what you want to do to combat it. It's pretty great.
This is a card game?
Yeah.
How did they have boulders in card games?
Well,
a boulder card?
So what it is basically there's...
Like Yu-Gi-Oh? You've activated my boulder card.
There's 3 different like stages or acts, and you go up floors each time because you're slaying the spire. You're trying to build your way up the spire. And every floor is like either an enemy or a shop or a hit treasure chest, or there's like question mark spaces, which various prompts could happen. And as you go through these, you can gain gold, lose gold, use that gold to buy cards. You can buy relics, which are like passive effects that will affect your deck, or you can get new cards to build your deck, or get rid of cards, or upgrade cards. And you've used the cards to fight the enemies and the.
So when you die, do you reset 0?
Yeah.
Okay. So it is like it's a what's it called? Metroidvania. Well, but card version.
I guess Metroidvania is.
Because that's the one where you die, but like you can go back.
2D adventure.
No, yeah, I guess you're right. It's more like a roguelike.
Yeah, it's a roguelike.
I confuse. Usually they are in tandem.
Yeah.
So that's why I got them confused. Usually
it's
a Metrovania roguelike, and it's like Dead Cells or something. But yeah, it sounds like a Darkest Dungeon.
Sure.
Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah, I have Darkest Dungeon. I haven't played much of it, but
I have a friend who got really into it.
Yeah.
And I looked really boring.
Calvin was super into it, and he was like trying to tell me of these like high level exploits, and I'm like,
wow, I'm not gonna use those.
Just nod along until he's done talking, basically.
I got a problem with I'll get really into something. And I'm like, guys, you should be into it too. And I'll just push it on people, and I don't realize I'm doing that till like foresight later, and I'm like, that was cringe. Don't do whatever I was doing. I don't think you've experienced much of that, but I do it with like I'm like, hey guys, I watched this show. It was really good. You should watch it, or you're dumb, cringe baby.
Me and Jay kind of did that with Max in Game of Thrones.
Very much so. You peer pressured him into watching that.
But he likes it though.
You're lucky he likes it. If not,
I have good taste. When I push things on people, there's a good reason.
I actually agree with you on your good taste thing, because most of the time we agree on like Netflix stuff. Like you're like, oh yeah, I watched this, and I'm like, oh, that was dope. I watched it too. Very rarely though, because We don't talk about what we watch on Netflix because it's a bad conversation.
What do you watch on Netflix?
What do I watch on Netflix?
What have you watched lately?
Not a lot recently, actually. I haven't been watching Netflix. I'm watching YouTube. Just random crap in my recommended. Weird shit. Like
Old Faithful. Just going through the recommended rabbit hole.
Monkey videos.
Monkey videos.
Whose toes are those? Whose toes are those? Who's that great ape right there? Sugriva. Oh, it's such a good video. It's amazing. I peaked that audio, by the way.
Yeah.
It hit the red.
I was like trying to distance myself.
I have a really loud voice. I've been gifted by the gods with a loud voice, so I can be obnoxious. Easily so.
Everybody's got to be something.
Everyone has to hear my amazing loud voice, so that's why I do this. So that people can listen to me say dumb shit for an hour. And my voice graces their ears like an angel's kiss. You know, they're just upon their lobes. They're desolate lobes. No voice in there. And then I burrow in like an earwig and eat their earwax.
You had me for a second, but you completely lost it.
You like this image I got?
No, I'm trying not to look at it.
You don't like that?
That makes me very uncomfortable.
Oh, coward. Okay. Let's talk about something actually not gibberish and rambly for
pointed discussion. That's what people came here for.
D&D.
Wonderful.
You recently, I guess relatively recently, it's been a while, got me into it, kind of. I'm doing it. I'm not like obsessed or anything right now, but
yeah.
I'm still getting a feel for it. I'm like that Shaq meme.
You need to roleplay more.
Yeah, I can't because I'd start laughing. I laugh at, as you can tell, I laugh at anything. But yeah, I'm just curious about how you started that because you're like, you know everything about it. You're like the encyclopedia. Like, so where'd you get all that? Have you been doing this forever?
I think I'm comparatively the encyclopedia, but like, it's a low bar in a group.
Well, I wouldn't
with
know.
You, Max, and Jay.
We know nothing.
Because really, I don't know all that much. All I know is I started watching. I mean, I've always been into like fantasy stuff, and knew about D&D and all that. Never really got super into it, but then I started watching this YouTube show called Critical Role, which is...
I know what that is.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, I just know they exist.
For the audience, it's just a show with like different voice actors who come together and play D&D. It's very simple.
Oh, that'd be entertaining.
But it's
voice actors.
Yeah, it's very entertaining because it doesn't feel... It still has that D&D feel, but it's very high quality because it's voice actors playing the characters, so they get really into it. They do voices, they do full role plays, and it's like high quality like stuff. Like they have the little figurines and the boards that they have like home built, and the
sounds like a lot of money. Well, it's probably a professionally produced show.
It is professionally
There's
produced.
a studio behind it.
It didn't start out that way, but
now for sure.
I think they just make enough money off of like ad revenue and shit that they like can afford it.
They're ad friendly.
Probably. And they have like sponsors and stuff who help them with it. And they have like their dungeon master is a guy named Matt Mercer, who he's like regarded as the gold standard for dungeon mastering at this point, just because of how much he gets into it. And just after watching that so much, I was like, this would be cool to do with my friends. And then
we tried it.
Well, I actually tried it with Jay, Max, and Daryl.
I've heard about that
like a long time ago, but we didn't do it right, mainly because I like suggested we do it, and Daryl was like, "Yeah, let's do it," like as in let's do it right now. And I was like, I'm not at all prepared to do it right now, but sure.
It's like a preparation thing. You're building an RPG essentially.
Yeah, so
you can't just make one.
I took a piece of printer paper, like quickly scrawled out this map. And was like, okay, here's the story, and just improv'd everything off the top of my head, and it did not do well.
I think it'd be fun though.
And they all died.
They all died?
They all died. They got...
Did you over-level monsters and stuff?
No. I thought I was doing all right. They just rolled really bad, and Max made a lot of terrible decisions. because he played a rogue.
I haven't seen Max play because he's our current DM.
Yes.
So I just know him making things.
Yeah, so Max is our current DM in our main game, but we did when you weren't available one of these other times, we started like a side game where I'm the DM. So we'll have to cut you in on that action at some point.
Epic.
Yeah, it's like a.
I feel like being a DM would be really fun.
It is
because I like making stories and world building. So
we'll just get we'll get 1,000 campaigns going. Everybody gets
yeah. I'll get a campaign. You get a campaign. You get a campaign. You get a campaign. I think it'd be really fun to do one though. Like, I might like put one in like a building process just for backup, just in case. Because I like the idea of like making worlds and lore, but I don't know enough about D&D lore. Like I'd be like, oh yeah, the elves live in the mountains or something. You'd be like, well, actually, I'm like, I don't know. I'm making it up.
The good thing about that is you can say, it's my world.
I made the rules.
I make the rules. It's my world. I do what I want.
I could, yeah. I'd get stuck on like the making monsters right levels and stuff. Like, oh, is a level 10 monster too much for a level 5 dude? Like, I don't know. Like, that's the stuff. That's like that's the learning process.
That's what Google's there for.
That's effort.
What are some good encounters for my level 2 party?
You underestimate my laziness.
You have this whole high quality podcast.
That's why I do podcasts. You click start, you talk for an hour, and you're done. It's that easy. Why do you think I do that? I don't edit anything.
What do you mean? There's so much effort that goes into this.
I clicked start.
I'm trying to hype you up here, and you're just not letting me.
I am aware enough to at least admit my sloth. I am the physical embodiment of it.
Do you think that that's your one of your that's your 7 deadly sin? A sloth?
I forgot what the other ones were.
Greed, pride, lust, wrath, gluttony, envy.
It can't be gluttony because this is like the 7th time I've tried to diet, so at least I'm willing to leave. You know?
Yeah, sure.
Because like I feel like if you want to embody it, you gotta like just wholeheartedly. Yeah. Like I am 100% like I'm lazy. Okay. But I also like I'm greedy. I like money and objects. I'm very materialistic. So it's probably one of those. Okay. Do you have one? Are you embodiment of one?
I mean,
I wonder what it is.
Yeah.
Guys,
what could
you give
be?
A guess?
We literally started this with a rant about how I'm just self-centered and absorbed with myself.
You're right. He's envy.
Exactly.
Chat, the invisible, non-existent chat room says you're envy. Gotcha. Of course, it's real.
We should put a poll up.
A poll?
Yeah.
I'll put a poll on my Twitter.
Press 1 in
I'm
chat.
going to do it right now live.
Don't do that.
Yes. I'm not cutting this out.
I know you're not going to. That's why I was trying to stop it before it began. But you know, you're not supposed to have dead air. That's like the number 1 rule.
Trust me, I know.
In podcasts, you're not supposed to have any dead air. You're always supposed to be talking or engaging the audience in some way.
I took a radio class. I'm aware. I just don't give a shit.
That's all right. But, you know, it's not just you now though. Like if this episode sucks, it's not just a bad look for you, it's a bad look for me as well. Because this is my episode.
Well,
so bring it to get it together.
It's my show. It's on me.
It's my show now.
That's not how it works.
It is
I
how
own
it
the
works.
account. It's mine.
But it's my episode.
But I'm the host.
But the thing is, there's an oversaturation of Drew.
It's my damn show. There's gonna be me in every episode.
So this episode it's me. It's my episode.
Well, look oh fuck, you have more frame on there. On this I do. Oh, you're right. He's taking over. This is the Adrian podcast.
Hell yeah. Dude, the Adrian podcast would be sick.
You have a question?
We talk about that. Yeah,
I
do have a question. Since you're the guest now. So,
I look like I'm recoiling in that, but I'm actually just like turning my head. I'm like,
I feel like as this goes on, I'm like getting more
He's
forward
gonna get closer to the frame.
Farther back. Like I'm really
sir.
establishing my dominance in this.
So that was your question. If I'm the guest now.
Okay.
Can you have better questions than me? What is racism?
Let's not go into this again.
That's a callback to the unreleased episode that you won't see until I get 20 subs.
That's a low bar you're setting.
I'm at 15 and I get one like once a year.
You were at 13 when I checked.
13?
Before I came over.
It went down.
About to be 14 after that. I'll go subscribe to you.
Thank you. At 15, we'll release the clip talking about racism. Let's just say, he ain't who you think he is, chat room.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. People are going to roll with that.
No, they're not.
Absolutely.
The only people who watch this are people who know who we are.
And for now.
How optimistic of you. What's your question? Ask me it.
How was your radio class? What did you learn?
What did I learn in my radio class?
How did that go?
Well, I actually have a story to tell.
Wonderful. We like stories.
I've probably
podcast.
already told it, but not in full. I probably told it on the episode about college with my cousin. But I had a professor named K. Let's call him K, because I don't want to. This man would go after someone who gets like 5 views on a video.
Okay, cool.
So he was my professor for 3 classes: media, like create. I forgot the names of them exactly, but one of them is like the general introduction to the production itself. One is the general introduction to the concept, and I think only 2 classes. My third one was someone else. So these 2 classes, one of the most integral classes is the production itself, the introduction. It's called Introduction to Media Production, I believe, and mass media production. And so we had a unit on radio and a unit on TV. First one was radio, and we built up. We had to make our own little radio stations. We have a whole setup at our campus where it's like these little soundproof rooms with little foam like triangles.
Yeah.
And you sit in there with your big fancy $10,000 mic and thing, and you talk about bullshit. And we had to set up in groups, and we get our group. We're Classic Rock. It's our radio station.
Gotcha.
Because I was outvoted. And it went through with fine until we were presenting. So we presented day 1. Day 2, I was sitting in there so that you can hear what they're doing in one booth. We were like 2 booths down, so you could see through the windows and see them. Mm-hmm. And my professor decided to play a prank on me.
You specifically?
Yes.
Okay.
So they were in there recording in a closed sound environment. And he says, "Hey, Drew, their levels are a little too high. Go in there and tell them they're low. Or they're too high, I mean." I'm like, "Go in the closed sound environment?" He's like, "Yeah, go in there." I'm like, "Okay, I'll go in, I'll do it." I mean, he told me to. The mess means it's fine. I walk out and I go in there, opening the damn door. And they all look at me with the eyes of hatred. Mm-hmm. I ruined their thing. I went, "Levels are too high." And the guy went, and he slammed the door closed on me. And then I look over, my professor's going, laughing his ass off. And I'm like,
what an asshole.
Yeah, well, he got fired the next year. He
deserved it.
I won't reiterate the other parts that lead up to this, but he got fired for coming in drunk and high.
Yeah, I think you told me about that before.
Yeah, and he got dragged. He passed out in class, and they had to drag him out of the room and put him in a chair and give him water. Oh yeah, he almost broke a $30,000 camera.
Huh.
Just leaned on it, and it's on a big stick, and sticks fall.
Sticks do fall.
Yeah, but
That's a problem with sticks.
That's my experience with that class. TV was a lot more entertaining, but radio was kind of fun.
Is that sort of thing like what you're going to college for?
Yes, mass media broadcast production.
What do you want to do with that in the end?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far.
Okay. It's just something like you enjoy and you just get kind of gonna figure it out later. I mean, yes, I imagine. I just.
You're looking.
Listen, I'm trying to create discussion.
It is your episode after all.
Exactly. I took a journalism class. You're breaking the laws of journalism, by the way.
By rocking in the squeaky chair?
Well, that, but also you sitting like this is it makes it harder for you to engage with your guest.
I like the disconnection. I don't want to get too close.
You're supposed to sit like this, so where you're kind of like you can engage, but also you're not directly focused on them.
Yeah.
It gives them the out of not wanting to talk about whatever you're talking about, but also makes you engaging.
As the host, I feel I should have a disconnect.
That's not how that works.
Because I'm on another tier. I'm a little bit up there. I'm talking to the peon. When I'm sitting like this, I'm gonna give him.
As you're supposed to. Well, you're a little too close. You're a little.
Well, we can't with this setup, but if I'm sitting like you say, it gives the illusion I'm the same as you. When really I'm. I'm on another level.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to let the people think you're on another level because it makes you more endearing if you're down to earth.
Why live a lie?
Because that's how you get people to like you more.
I don't want people to like me, Adrian. I don't. I want them to hate me. I want people to not like me.
That seems counterproductive.
It really is, isn't it?
Do you need to talk about something?
It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy.
I understand. I just want to let you know this is a safe environment.
Oh, yeah?
You can talk about whatever you need to talk about here. Okay. It doesn't work when we both do it.
Are there any tears coming?
No. Not yet.
I'm trying really hard.
They're a little watery, but you're not quite there yet. Dead puppies.
That doesn't make me. That makes me happy. That's counterproductive. Oh god, I actually started watering though. I was flexing my eyes. I was trying to push it out because I was trying to for the bit, but no one could see it because the cameras do shit. So. Yeah. Oh, now my eyes feel
the effort was there.
It was real. Trust me. I actually had an emotional moment. He really opened up to me.
You opened up to me, not the other way around.
No. I already told you I'm better, so you have to open up to me.
Okay, what should we talk about? My deep-rooted childhood traumas?
No.
Oh.
We talk about
You're the worst therapist.
Deep-rooted childhood traumas. I have to vent to you before you vent to me.
Okay.
I actually don't have anything I need to vent about right now.
No?
You want to vent to the people?
You seem like you're in You seem like your family life is well put together.
If that's what you want to call it. No, I'm joking. I was trying really hard to I was going to say something clever, that's what... Live response from the Max man himself. This just in, coming from the heavens above. Max just didn't respond, of course, because God forbid he be productive. One cannot exist without the other in him. Let me tell you. Do you agree with that statement from Maximus Gifidus himself?
No.
No? Explain.
Because harkening back to for the audience that weren't aware, because this was a conversation that happened 15 minutes ago.
No one listens.
They might on this episode, please. On the 7 deadly sins topic, a prompt was put on the official Wackofan Twitter. Go follow @Wackofan.
Wackofan podcast. Oh well, it's @Wackofan, but it says.
You don't say the net. You put it's the @
It's the white name on the top.
Yeah, but you don't search the white name on the top. You search @ then the @
I don't like that system. Why do we have to have two? This is a continue. I'll be good.
Will you? Can you control yourself on my podcast?
I'll be good.
This is a professional setting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Penis says what?
That's not how you're supposed to do it.
Shut the... Continue.
No, there's nothing to continue. New topic.
What? I thought you were talking about the 7 deadly sins.
We got no 7 deadly sins to talk about.
I think you're exhibiting one right now. It's wrath.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Someone's a bit pissed.
You bring out the worst in me.
I do. It's my job.
Yeah.
I've been told I'm a bit mean. You think that's true?
I think that you're trying real hard to put on a good show for the people, and I can appreciate it.
I try a lot.
I know.
I try really hard.
It's all good. I understand.
It wears away at the soul. It really
Your
does.
soul or mine? Because I feel like
it's relative.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what you think. You know.
Yeah.
Want to jump to a new topic?
Yeah, that's kind of. I suggested that a little, 30 seconds ago.
So how do you feel about racism? He doesn't like that question. He doesn't like it because it makes him look
There's
bad.
no answer. What are you talking about? What do you think about racism? Racism's
Just
bad.
because you're not part of the norm, okay? Don't lie. I know, he said earlier.
I had a
something else.
conversation.
Earlier, it's something else,
Shut
so
up.
I gotta say.
I had a conversation 2 years ago, I think,
With who?
with my, 95-year-old great-grandmother.
I'm sure that was great.
I didn't have the conversation itself, actually. I was in the room while my father and great-grandmother were having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Stop folding paper while I'm trying to speak.
I blow my nose. Continue.
This whole fucking thing is just falling apart at the seams.
I don't know, John, this is standard. Continue.
God. I lost what I was even going to talk about.
Talking about your grandma.
Oh, I was exposed to a conversation about how the races shouldn't mix.
Oh.
And I was...
Hot take from Graham.
It's just a wonder. Like... Listen, I'm not saying we should kill all old people. I'm just saying, if they were gone, a lot of issues might just solve themselves.
You know what I know I heard?
What did you hear?
I heard the recent events, the pandemic.
Okay. Yeah?
They call it the boomer remover. I think you might have got your wish. This guy hates old people.
Yeah, I do.
Old people, put them in homes.
Put them in homes.
All of them,
Separate them.
Mass.
I think when you get to a certain age, you should lose your voting rights.
I feel like that breaks like a bunch of rules we set up like 100-something years ago.
They have it set where you only gain them when you get to a certain age. It's because you're not mature enough.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point where your brain starts turning to mush, and your judgment is clouded. There should be a max age for voting.
What is it? 35.
Yes, 35. Dude, I'd be down.
I would not.
I'd be alright with that.
Because the current, the millennials are starting to get to that point soon. Then you'd be kind of cutting them off. And they're like the whole progressive movement. You'd be kind of isolating, It'd be up to us.
Yeah, but we're still...
And you put too much reliance on a bunch of fucking idiots. Let's be real. We're kind of stupid.
There's a lot of ground we need to cover before we get to a state as a... remember what I said we shouldn't talk about politics before?
They don't know that. They won't have heard about that, so it never happened. Whatever's not recorded didn't happen, according to the modern age. If you don't post about it on Instagram.
Oh, no, I didn't say that while we were in the thing.
No.
You referenced it, so
I referenced
by leaps of logic, it is recorded. But they're not going to see that until we get to 1,000 subscribers.
This is a no deductive reasoning zone.
I can tell.
Sorry, you can't do that. Not allowed. You only reference what you see directly. If you use any context clues, you get kicked out. I'm sorry. No annotations either. No annotating your own thoughts. Not allowed. Can't do that.
I'm going to unionize.
You can't unionize.
Me and the fellow guests.
Don't worry. They don't live anymore. So, do you... I'm saying I remove them.
I got that. You didn't have to explain that part.
Some people don't get it.
Okay.
They're not around anymore. Oh. Except Zach. I keep Zach around. He's my bus boy.
Okay.
Anyway, I already forgot what we were talking about. My psychopathic rant about killing off my former guests got in the way of my previous thought. Because I don't annotate my thoughts or use deductive reasoning. Because that's against the rules here. We've already established that.
Yeah. You have to set framing where you have specific topics and then you segue into them. But
I did do that.
You have to note the segues so that the audience has an easier time following what you're discussing.
Segue.
You don't...
Okay. I heard you like music.
I am a fan of what the kids call music.
I don't think kids call it that anymore. They call them bops.
Bops.
Yeah, from what I've heard.
Tunes.
Grooves.
Grooves.
Jives.
Bangers.
Dropping bangers in the chat. So what's some music you like to listen to?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah.
Do you like Viva La Vida by Coldplay?
I actually used to really like Coldplay a lot.
I've never heard a Coldplay song besides that song.
You just haven't.
Probably. I haven't been aware of listening to it.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was listening to, I forgot who it was. It was a song I played on the radio. I have the radio on when I sleep because I like the white noise aspect, where it's my noise, because eventually it just tunes out. And I listened to, like, I don't know, some song, like, it was like a Katy Perry song. I didn't know it was Katy Perry at all. Like, I had no idea. And then my sister's like, oh my gosh, it's Katy Perry. And she sang it on, like, the New Year's show. I'm like, that's that song? I didn't know sang. Oh, no, it was K-pop. It was, like, BTS or something.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'll wake up in the middle of the night, get in the water. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit song? And I'll go and I'll get water and I'll go back to bed.
Whoa.
And I'm like, that was K-pop
You're gonna piss people off by saying that.
I'm gonna not say what I was about to say.
Okay, that's a good.
But it was about to be something really not nice to the K-pop community.
I listen to music while I sleep as well, but instead of having it on the background, I have it on in my earbuds.
I can't do that.
And last night, it mildly unrelated to music at all, but when I was so I have the music in, so I can't always hear everything that's happening outside of the music. So I couldn't hear when it started storming, but I heard when a fucking lightning bolt struck my backyard and shook my entire house.
Really? Like, do you see where it hit?
I haven't gone out there to look. I might be mildly exaggerating, but, like, literally the house did shake. And
I've had that happen.
And it was so loud where, like, I, like, jolted awake and, like, got, like, sick to my stomach almost by, like, how quickly, like, my body
the fear
went to the, like, the fight or flight response. Yeah.
You thought, like, your brain was like, holy shit.
I thought World War III was happening, yeah.
Dude, one time I was, like, we were learning, like, how cameras are set up in a stadium. So we were in our like, football field on campus. And we were just got down from the press booth, and we were walking out on the field talking about where to locate cameras. And all of a sudden, like, really close, like, if there was a building there, it would hit the building. One of those double-bladed military copters was just flying over, and it landed in the field, like, 2 buildings away. And everyone's like, what the heck is that? No one, even the professor was like, I don't know what they're doing. But apparently a military base was nearby. And I was like, holy shit, like, are they, like, is there something serious going on? Like, occupating? Yeah. Like, what's going on? Is there, like, a war? Because we're in a small town, so we're so isolated, so we wouldn't know.
Yeah. What's that movie? It's like
Red Dawn.
Yeah, Red Dawn, yeah.
I've seen the original, and it's really kind of like, I'm like, dated.
Yeah.
Let's just say dated.
Yeah.
The remake is not a good movie either, but more topical. Wolverines!
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's like, there's a game called, like, I think Homefront is what it's called, right? That's kind of similar to it.
Isn't that on, like, the PS2?
No, because there have been multiple. It's a series, but
there's one on PS2.
There's one, I think it's either just Homefront or it's Homefront Revolution or something like that. That was on PS3, I think, because I played it a lot.
I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't imagine you did, considering your confusion at what console.
I do have a PS3.
Do you?
It's in my apartment.
I had one. It got stolen.
Got stolen?
Yeah.
By, like, a burglar or, like, someone you know just yeeted it?
Like I've lived a strange life.
Having things stolen, I would argue, isn't too strange.
No, that in and of itself is not that strange. But
if it was not stolen by, like, a mythical creature, you're over-exaggerating.
Are meth heads mythical creatures?
In some circles,
because it was a meth head that stole my PS3.
A meth head stole. How do you know he's a meth head?
Because I know.
You smelled the meth on his mouth?
No, I didn't get that close.
You've been smoking some meth?
I knew he was a meth head.
You knew the meth head. Was he a prolific meth head?
Yeah. As meth heads are.
Yeah, you know. Jim the meth head down the street.
Is that weird to you?
To know the meth heads? I've never met a meth. I've seen meth heads. I've never met.
Listen, I got this town.
You've conversated with a meth head.
Yeah. On a day-to-day basis in my old hometown.
Purposely, or like he walks up to you.
He lives nearby.
Oh. Family friend to a meth head.
I did not say that.
You know what does that paint him as? You know. First, his views on racism.
I'm an equal opportunity friend. Equal opportunity conversation.
Bet this guy's against the drug war too. Am I right, fellow
Listen,
Americans?
I'm just saying, if the U.S. government didn't fucking pump crack into
I bet you want
impoverished communities.
I bet you want them to take our guns too, liberal.
Well, you know, more gun control wouldn't hurt.
Look at this liberal. He's not even a true patriot like me. You know what I value? I value God and bacon and all the cool man things like beating your wife. And other such activities.
I liked this bit up until
I
that
own
right
a wife beater. I actually don't.
Let's.
Why do they call him that?
That's a good question.
Do you think
and
it's
not
a trend?
Subject I really
Who
want to
noticed
talk
the
about.
trend? Is my question.
So
I
anyway,
like making you uncomfortable. It's really easy.
it is, isn't it? But it's mostly just because I'm like, there's things that you're not supposed to talk about on a live forum, like
Those are rules set up by
podcasts.
I can say whatever I want.
You can. I just would suggest not saying
Talking about
whatever you
talking
want.
about liberals.
Talking about beating your wife.
I don't have a wife. And it was clearly satire.
Yeah, but like,
This guy.
there's people out there who don't want to hear it at all, and like, yes, I get it. If you just say, there's always going to be something that people don't want to hear.
You know what you're like?
So you can't censor yourself too much, and I'm not saying you should.
Are you
censor
my
yourself.
mom?
I'm saying.
I told a joke
very
at the
motivational.
dinner table,
Yeah.
and it's like that. You're like giving me a lecture now.
I'm not. I'm just saying, you have to create an environment that is accessible. If you want to have a proper, successful podcast, a forum where people can come to listen to engaging topics. You don't want to talk about or make inappropriate jokes about things that could be potentially triggering to people, because then, and I'm not saying you want to, create a safe space for safe space's sake. I'm saying to be successful, you want to make your medium accessible to as many people as possible, just by virtue of having them come and provide more numbers for you.
You want to hear a funny joke?
Views and likes and subscriptions.
You want to hear something really kind of funny?
Followers and all that stuff.
In episode 2, I said those exact words. It's all went downhill. I was talking, no, not even record. I don't think I said it in the recording. Before I recorded, I was like, hey, don't be like super, like, don't talk about your views like everyone, like, just this is a pace outside of it.
Yeah.
And
As
slowly.
it should be. Both.
You bring the worst out of me, really do. Not like it's a negative thing. I don't know, but when I'm around you, I just want to be a fucking asshole.
I feel like that's because you're used to being around assholes. So you have to be the good guy as a foil. But now that you're around someone who has morals...
You call my friends assholes?
That's correct. You did tell me that one of your friends, you had to tell him not to use a couple slurs just because he has no impulse control. If you're the type of person that has to be told not to use a slur...
We're not going to drop his name, but he knows who he is.
Listen.
He's not anyone you've communicated with, as far as I'm aware. And he's not an asshole.
Okay. Sure, that's debatable to start, but...
I brought you on here out of courtesy and respect.
Are you going to kick me off now because I'm talking shit about your friends?
This is an accepting environment.
It is! So let's not say slurs and talk about beating our wives.
I didn't say a slur.
No, but you had someone on who you had to tell not to say a slur.
Yeah, and I told them not to. And did they? No. They did talk about someone doing crack, though.
That's fine. People do crack. But don't use slurs.
Crack's a slur.
Crack's
I haven't... You're saying it like I've said a slur. I haven't said a slur.
I'm not... no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you have to create an environment that is accessible to everyone for something to be successful. And making jokes about beating wives or slurs doesn't make it super accessible.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You know, I shouldn't talk about beating my wife. That's for the home. That's not a work environment topic.
We're in your home right now.
We are. We are, aren't we? We're in my home, aren't we?
And I'm not saying it from... in fact, quite the opposite about it being a moral standpoint. I'm not saying don't talk about beating your wife because it's a bad thing to beat your wife. I'm saying don't talk...
Whoa.
I'm saying don't...
Whoa! You say it's okay to beat wives?
That's not what I said.
He just said it's okay to beat wives. I'm just saying. He said shit about racism earlier. That's all I gotta say.
In 2020... Do you have all your Lions stuff like in the shot? I just
that is a shameful thing. Don't bring that up.
You need to.
There's a wall blocking that. Okay.
Oh, they didn't even see it because.
Yeah, screens. But now they can't.
Oh, they might have saw a little bit of it.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
Shh! Don't even allude to that. That's a family secret.
They might do better next season. You got Jeff Okuda, new cornerback. Got rid of Darius Slay.
I'm not going to get hopeful.
It's a cursed franchise.
It is. It must be. There's no way. There's no way it's not. They had good players. They had good players for like half their seasons, but they did dog shit. Why?
They're the Lions.
It's fucking privileged, honestly. He likes fucking Green Bay. Their team's always good. You know, my team is shit all the time.
Did you know that the Green Bay Packers have the second highest winning record in the NFL over the last decade?
You find it funny that every time a national tragedy happens that year, the Patriots win the Super Bowl? And I'm not making that up, which is the best part of that.
2 national tragedies every year. The normal national tragedy and the Patriots winning the Super Bowl.
What's the normal one?
Let's not go into this.
Wait. Okay, I'm actually brain dead. I seriously didn't understand what you were talking about. Okay. Now I get it. I wasn't doing like a bit. I actually didn't get it. I was like, what do you mean? I thought you meant the same thing happened every year. But that was the Patriots winning. I'm just fucking stupid. Okay, I get it.
I'm glad you got there so I didn't have to explain it.
You know, I'm a bit of a simpleton.
Yeah.
You've caught on?
Yeah. I've been your friend for like 4 years now. I'm aware.
Do you like that about me?
That you're a simpleton?
Does it make you feel better about yourself?
I think it's a funny bit to keep.
It's not a bit. Like, it's not. I'm serious.
It's a little bit of a bit.
I have to count on my fingers still. I went into special classes when I was in...
Listen, that's fine.
You know, there's nothing bad about it. They help me benefit me. I'm a good, studious person who gets mediocre grades.
You didn't drop out of college like me. So I was in the gifted classes. Look how good that got me.
You're the embodiment of that meme, the gifted kids meme. It's like every time anyone's called a gifted kid, it creates a bunch of social pressure.
That's exactly what happened.
Legit it. Yeah. I was the one that was like, is there something wrong with him? I had an IQ test done. They genuinely were concerned.
But that helped turn you into a productive student who's now doing good in your radio and television classes and all that. I'm proud of you.
I'm not going to tell you my grades because it'll contradict what you just
They're
said.
better than my grades. So that's all
I can't verify if that's true or not.
It is true. Did you get kicked out?
No.
Then your grades are better than mine.
Well, yeah, I wasn't contradicting that. I don't think you know. I'm not as good.
Do you get C's?
More so than I should.
Still better than me.
You tried. That's all that matters.
I didn't. That's the problem. If I would have tried...
You got there. You were in the campus. You went to the classes.
No, I didn't. That was the problem.
At least one.
I did go to at least one of each.
There we go. Some people you don't need to, though. Like, does your passion in life require it?
No.
There you go.
But my passion in life requires lots of dosh.
You can get that without doing it. Welding. Boom.
Welding.
It's a decent job. Underwater welder.
Yeah, that's not my passion though.
Yeah, well, you can't get money from just, doesn't just fall out of the sky. You got to do something.
That's what I'm saying.
Is your passion like a certain job?
I
Like
want
a
to
job.
make movies.
You want to make movies?
I like filmmaking.
You got to go to college for that, I think.
You don't have to.
Do you? Did James Cameron go to
I don't think
Do you want
so.
to be a director? Or like an actor?
Writer and director.
You don't want to act?
Typically. I'm down to act. I just think I should take classes for acting. Because I think I did a lot of acting throughout, like, school.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a difference between theater class and acting for a screen.
Yeah, because they over-exaggerate on stage.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
They'll do that.
Yeah, because it's a different format, and you can't really create the dramatic beats in theater without being a little over the top.
Yeah.
To draw attention to it.
Since my major is production, I'm more behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've done and what I've seen, like in projects and such, people who want to do behind the scenes stuff are bad when they're forced to not behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And my short film is evident of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a horror short film, but
that's great.
About a haunted.
I love horror movies.
A haunted, those figure poser dolls for artists that are like wood.
Mm-hmm.
One of those, but he's like this big because I can only find that one that big on Walmart.
Okay.
And there's a cool shot actually of we put a spotlight behind me, like a really bright LED for filming, and I went up against my thing in my apartment, like right up against it, so my silhouette was lit up in the window, and it was really cool. It was in the background. We don't address it until the character sees it. But my main actor wasn't talented.
Okay.
See, you're supposed to like ask the media or the theater people.
Yeah.
We didn't. Because we ran out of time.
That's a problem.
We spent too much time on my partner's short film, which wasn't good either. But we tried. I got a decent grade. It was fun.
Can I see this short film?
I actually don't know where it is. I would show you. I have no shame. I would show you in a heartbeat. But I don't know where it is. I think it's on a hard drive, and I think my hard drive's dying, so there's a chance it's just corrupted.
Wow.
So it might be lost to time. My gum video you've seen though. No, you haven't.
No.
I sent it to you, and it's in your DMs probably.
Okay.
On Twitter.
You were
gonna play it. You were gonna play it on stream.
Oh
you never did.
yeah.
Yeah, and that one,
yeah.
it was like a mock YouTube video we had to do, and it was me reviewing gum, and I did funky edits because I had Premiere, and so I was doing like zoom ins on me. I did a thing where I was eating. I was really proud of this movement.
Okay.
I was eating gum, and I went like, and I zoomed in on myself a little bit and did a little buffer symbol, and I was really proud of that. I thought it was funny. I also did the galaxy brain. It like appeared slightly as transparent, because I was like making dumb. It was cool. I made a moment where I hit a stick test, how well it stuck under a table, and I had this table on my desk, and I went, and it zoomed in on me going, not trembling.
That's the basis of modern YouTube comedy. It's just
zooming
over editing like random shit in.
I thought it was really funny.
I mean, probably I'll check it out when I.
I think I sent it to you.
When I disperse. When you kick me out. I'm doing my best here.
Yep. You've been the best guest so far, I think.
I appreciate that. I'm here to create a new era of the Wackofan podcast.
It's not as easy over the internet as we've previously experienced.
Yeah, I
can touch you.
I'd rather you didn't though.
I did earlier, and you didn't say anything, so I'm assuming it was fine.
I was trying to make a bit there, but then you kind of shot that bit down immediately.
I didn't take improv classes, so I don't know. I just revert back to the racism joke because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
You don't, but I do.
Because it's not.
It's funny.
It's not funny.
I like to
asking what do you think about racism is not a funny joke.
It's funny because it's obvious. The people know.
It's not engaging.
I love insinuating to the people
that
you're an a-hole.
Yeah.
You're not.
Thanks.
No, listen. If no one got it yet, he's like super nice.
Don't do that. You're gonna ruin my reputation.
You don't like to be super nice? You are, as far as I can tell.
Appreciate it.
That felt really sarcastic.
Wasn't sarcastic at all.
I can't read people. That's why I'm bad at poker. Looping back to poker.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I like poker.
Well, it's getting late in recording. 1 hour and 5 minutes. It's about standard. But I want to hit you with one last thing. Since our chemistry seems to be so good.
Sure.
I'm going to give you a hypothetical.
I like
different
hypotheticals.
One. The one I gave you last time we don't.
I thought you wanted to wrap up soon. Like now you're going to give me this. I'm going to go on a rant for an hour. This is going to be a 2-hour long.
I will slam the fucking hammer down if you try. I don't have a hammer on me. I will GameCube controller this.
Don't do that. You're going to break the GameCube.
You're right, I will. That was like $60. I shouldn't do that. This is the...
Is that the gavel?
It's supposed to go like this over the mic.
Yeah.
But why would you use this when you could use that? This thing kind of sucks ass. But I have to come up with one because I already said the other one. You already gave your answer. The people didn't hear it, but I did.
Yeah. Yes, I would walk to Canada.
I don't think you'd walk to Canada.
I would walk to Canada.
No, you wouldn't walk to Canada. If I whipped out the money and you were faced with having to walk to Canada, whether or not it's possible is irrelevant. Would you be willing to do it? I don't think you would. I think in that moment you'd reconsider. You would not walk to Canada.
If
you can do it, yes. It's physically possible. Yes, it's not that hard. Would you do it? No, I don't think you'd do it. You'd be like, why the fuck would I do that? That's what you'd say.
For money.
So?
If you paid me the wages...
I forgot what it was.
If I get paid the wages I would have made during the time that I have to walk, and you pay for all the food and hotel rooms on my way there, so all my expenses are covered for the trip itself, plus $5,000, I will walk to Canada.
I wouldn't walk to Canada.
That's
I don't know why you'd do that. I don't know why you'd do that. It's just
$5,000. That's why I would do it.
That's not that much for.
I'm poor.
So?
That's a life-changing amount of money for me. That's a car.
It's a car.
$5,000 can give me a car.
I'm a bad judge of economy.
$5,000 can give me a used car.
Well, I know that.
That's a car. That's an apartment for like 4 months.
And the car?
No.
Okay, there you go.
One or the other.
Okay, I was like, oh, I don't know what your apartment you're living at.
I can get a used car and a 2 months rent for $5,000.
Yeah, I guess you can, but
I can get a used car, 1 month's rent, and a pretty decent setup.
But in this hypothetical, I don't think our money extends to coming back from Canada.
But I don't have to walk back from Canada.
Yeah, but you have to pay the fees to get back. You don't have a car because you walk there.
I'll fly back.
That's a fee.
I get $5,000.
It's across state border. You gotta pay that fee or whatever. It's higher dollar.
I can walk back.
You have a passport?
Across. I'll pay a fucking Uber to drive me across a couple states. It'll be a few $100.
You need a passport to cross borders.
Not state borders.
No, country borders. Canada.
Okay. I can get a passport.
Soon you'll need a passport to fly anywhere. Do you know?
Okay, sure.
It's a cool little fact. Someone keeps fucking...
Then I'll get my passport.
If you didn't vote. Okay, someone voted. Pride. 2 votes for Pride.
Because it's obvious. 'Cause that's me. That's my whole scheme.
Max's opinion.
It's my gimmick.
Max's opinion was a little based.
Max's opinion is dumb. Max is like, envy. How the fuck is it envy?
His opinion was that they need each other.
They don't, though. I'm not
But you desire the power and stuff of kings, right?
No.
You said earlier.
You didn't hear me earlier because I was cutting out.
You're right, I didn't. I just assumed because all I heard was and that's why.
That's my
and
favorite.
I'm like, wow, good point.
That's my favorite bit. The cutting out and then you hear the end perfectly. It's so good.
That it wasn't a bit. That was actually what I heard. That's all I heard.
Yeah. We're gonna have to. You're seriously gonna have to upload that separately, like later on.
I'll upload the raw, like the whole raw of the scuffed ass, like half episode we did, and I will put that like later on sometime.
100 subs.
100 subs. I'm gonna keep that file, even though it's really big because Discord files are big when it records for some reason. I will keep that on my computer with my 2 terabyte hard drive. That's really loud. Have you noticed that, by the way?
No.
Oh, it hasn't been making noises. If I open anything, you hear it like a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
They're hitting it with the. I want an SSD, but those are expensive, and
Your
I don't have
chair's
room.
pretty loud.
My chair's loud.
This smells amazing.
It's like that song, that rap song where it starts with a beat of a bed creaking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's this rap song that the beat starts with a bed creaking, like they're banging.
Mm-hmm.
They're having sex.
When Jay puts on his Bluetooth speaker, it does like the piano note, and Runaway by Kanye West starts with a piano note. So every time it comes on, I'm like, oh, nice. Oh, wait, never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, I get really excited because it's like my favorite Kanye West song.
Speaking of Kanye.
Let's not talk about Kanye. Let's not. Let's just not.
I like that he's the independent in this next election. I really do. This is a cursed timeline. It really is a cursed timeline. Kanye West is petitioning for political power.
I feel like
he wanted to make a video game about like his mom.
If anyone lasted 1 hour and 11 minutes, they just turned it off now. Let's not entertain any subject.
I don't think he's gonna win, nor do I support him.
Yeah,
he's a freaking lunatic.
Yeah, he is.
But it's funny.
I don't think it is. I think it's funny in a bubble. I think it's not funny in the context of that is our political situation. Where shit like that is okay because of...
Well, I don't think it's okay either. Don't get me wrong. I can laugh at the misfortune of our country. But I don't like the misfortune of our country. Like, I'm sitting here. Have you looked, like, you just watch the news? You know, you just tune it on and take a look at how hard...
Not willingly, but my uncle watches Fox News every...
Fox News?
He has it on 24/7 every day.
Fox News?
It's awful. It's disheartening. The world's a bad place. Especially America these days.
You want to see a lie?
Do I want to see a lie?
Oh, that's a lie right there.
1080p HD webcam.
This says it's a 1080p HD webcam, and anyone who's watching this knows.
480p.
Maybe 480. I mean, I'm probably like 144. Like how you could download videos in like 2004 before YouTube on Newgrounds. I wasn't on Newgrounds though. Were you on Newgrounds?
A little bit.
Wow. Pre YouTube guy over here.
Not for long though. It was like towards the end of it, basically. Used to play a couple games.
Just got an eyelash in my eye.
Yeah.
I wasn't crying.
That happens.
I wasn't crying.
This is a safe space. You can cry here.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't fake cry when I'm about to laugh. I really can't.
No one will judge
Is it a safe space?
It is.
Oh.
We had the whole rant about safe space.
That was the best part of this episode.
Best bit.
Best bit is you getting angry.
I wasn't angry.
You sounded angry.
I was trying to help you. Create a better environment.
It's too late.
So that this could be successful.
It's too late to help me.
Also, I think you need a little more on this.
On what? Don't talk shit about my shit, bro. This took effort. I ripped this image from Google.
Yeah, exactly.
It was labeled for reuse.
Okay. You could use like boxes around the names, perhaps. Or like a more like. I don't think the sides are even at all.
I brought you on here out of the kindness of my heart, and you're tearing my system apart. This took me like 30 minutes.
Listen. Season 2 of the Wackofan podcast.
Don't call it that.
I already did.
Fuck off.
I'm trying to make it the best it can possibly be.
The best it can be.
The past 12 episodes, 13 episodes, 14...
I don't remember.
Anyway.
I think this is 6.
That was like the dark times. The dark ages.
No, it wasn't. I had some...
Where you were dipping your toes in the water.
I had a celebrity on.
You were dipping your toes in the water, trying to test it out, see if this was something that could work.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with season 2, with yours truly, it is time for us to go...
Above and beyond.
Above and beyond. Straight to the moon here. And we got to start by creating better lines of discussion.
We had great lines. We talked about Twitch.tv and D&D.
Bit more structured setups.
I am limited.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, I'm not rolling in it exactly. You know, I can't just
I'm
buy
not saying
Adobe. Okay.
buy Adobe. I'm just saying there's some. We can work on it.
I can't. Okay. I'm comfortable
Your
on the
effort-
Earth. I don't want to fly to the moon.
No, you're good. You're at a good start, but you're not there yet. You're not quite there yet. And I think you can get there. And I want to help you get there as your friend.
It's a respectable,
So let's get you there.
honorable thing to do. Doesn't change. You called my shit, bro. You called my shit to my face on my show, bro.
Listen, sometimes
Gotta have a little tact.
you gotta just get in there. You gotta rip the Band-Aid off.
I don't respond to tough love.
Football, they tackle each other.
I don't
In
play
practice, it gets them stronger and ready for the game.
football, but I'm always ready.
I don't think you are. I think I'm gonna challenge you on that.
This is not a Sigmund Freud situation. Okay, I'm not on a chair. I'm not on a chair. I'm on a. You know what I mean? You know what I fucking mean? I'm not on a chair.
Okay.
This is my show.
Okay.
So how's your day been?
Good. You're a little off camera, so come a little closer.
That's my show. I don't give a shit.
Come a little closer. You gotta get in the frame.
So how's your day been?
Not quite that close.
That hurt I kicked your chair. It hurt my foot. It really hurt my foot. So since this is my show.
Okay, your show. You need to drop down a little level. You're not supposed to go off the top. There.
Sorry, I'm so tall and foreboding.
Sit in the chair. Sit down.
It really shows off my
Sit down.
girth
Sit down.
when I stand at a side angle.
Please be careful. Okay. No, down.
It looks like we're further away from each other than we actually are. I'm like
down
right next to you.
You are. You're very close. Down and back. Now back.
This is very uncomfortable.
Now back.
Look at my
Sit
leg.
down.
I have to sit down. This is my show. I can do what I want. I can fucking do what I want.
It's not your show anymore.
I own the channel.
YouTube owns the channel.
No, it doesn't.
You just upload to it.
I paid royalties.
No, you didn't.
You don't know that.
Yes, I did.
Lame. This guy's a killjoy. He's a lame-o. He's a nerd. Am I right? I'm right.
I think we've passed.
Chat room agrees with me.
I think we've gone a little too far, and now we peaked.
Some say I peaked in high school, and that it's all downhill from here. You know what? I think
I'll go ahead and
it.
take the time to plug my stuff real quick. Adrian C. Roth will be in the description on Twitter and on Twitch. Follow both of those. Like the video here to show that YouTube that you enjoyed the content. It's free to do. Subscribe. I'll see you next time.
You have to show me up.